Hi, Brad from bradsautoglass.com and Backglass Slider on eBay. Today's project is a 2007 Up Toyota Tundra sliding rear window, fixed window replacement. So what I have is a window that I bought from a salvage yard sitting here, and I've already cut this apart to dimension and get the information I need to make the parts for our replacement. And that's kind of why it looks the way that it does. It's a work in progress. But we're going to focus on this piece right here, which is still properly and intact. And I'm going to break this window and show you what you probably are looking at in your truck. And then we'll start from there with the repair. As you can see, with a punch, how easy it is to break. So with your window, you're going to want to break all this glass free and clean this edge up so that you're not looking at this broken glass on the inside. And one of the things that I wasn't sure of was how well this piece was in place. So you got to kind of pay attention to where that's at, because we're going to glue that to the window. All right. And now with this window turned back over, you're going to notice your truck, this part's going to be kind of flimsy, and some of this stuff you want to take free. Now, I don't recommend you do this with your bare hands like I am, because you may get cut. Pause. Okay, I took a minute to pause and clean this up because I didn't want the video to just kind of go on and on. But what I've done is I've taken the time to go around this edge with a piece of pipe that I have here and knock this glass loose. And by doing that and cleaning this edge up, it keeps this broken glass from being visible from the inside of the cab. The other thing is the latching mechanism, the upright. The glass is just held on with a two-sided adhesive tape. You could probably take and remove this glass and clean this all up and then double up or triple up your two-sided tape to get the right elevation. For the purpose of this video and ease of installation, I'm going to just leave this like this, and I'll run urethane and assemble that later in the video. But we've got the broken opening, and this is what you'll see. Now this is really, really important. Do not attempt to break this glass free and install my window to the original frame as it was done originally at the factory. You can't do it. It is so extremely difficult. I took the other side apart and I had over 3 hours in disassembly. So now that your window is in your truck and it looks like this right here, you're going to take some brake clean. You can also use starting fluid. And you're going to take and you're just going to wipe that glass to get it clean. Now if you're using a urethane combination that has a primer, you can use the primer to clean this and prep it as well. Not all urethanes are the same. Some have primer, some are primerless. The most common urethane that if you're doing this yourself that you're going to find at an auto parts store is going to be 3M, and it is primerless. So now with this ready, my glass is clean and ready. I'm going to take and I'm going to run a bead of urethane around here, starting right here. And I'm just going to put it on real thin and real small because it doesn't take a lot. And my part is curved and shaped just like the original part so that it'll lay right over the top of this. And you can see I'm just running this out. And you see I made a little upward motion there to help make sure we keep any water out, prevent leakage. These do have weep holes in them, so if they do leak a little bit, they just run right back out the back of the cab. And we'll run this down to the corner here. Alright, now with my urethane run, I'm going to take the piece of glass and I'm going to lay it right over the existing part. Now if this were in your cab, this would all be really nicely in place because the cab would be holding it. And you can see how nice my part just fits right on there. And then when you come down and look at the side here, you can kind of, because this isn't in the cab, you're getting a gap here, but you can see that it's just the thickness of the glass that you're going to be looking at after it's all done and assembled, which makes for a pretty nice finished product. Also, you can see how the factory looks, and our piece is just raised up a little bit. So that's what it's going to look like when it's done. Now I'm going to flip this over and we're going to put the mullion on. Now one of the things too, while I'm right here, is when you're assembling this, you want to reach inside your cab and put clamps on here so that it holds it really snug and gets it as flush as possible. And then, let me stop. I want you to take a piece of the cardboard box that it came in, and you can make a piece like this. And I just folded this over the edge of a table into a triangle. I like the blue tape. And then you can put this on here like this and run the tape way back here like this and over this triangle, and then you can wrap it around the corner of the cab and you can pull this down flush. And do that 2 or 3 times so that you've got plenty of blue tape on there, and that'll help hold that outside corner in place. And then once you've got it all taped in place, you can go inside and you can take the mullion and you can see the marks where the plastic is right here that you may have had to cut. Mine just came apart clean, and this piece will fit right in here. So I want to make sure I'm not going to have any trouble once I get glue on it, which it is trying to do to me. Alright, I'm up against some of the broken glass. Alright, so that's where it's going to want to lay. And I'm going to take and run a bead of urethane right along here. Now if you use a 2-sided tape, you can just stick this in place. Remember that this is the latch side and this is the other side. I'm going to just run that in there and press that down into the urethane. And with that pressed in place, now something I recommend you might want to do is to measure from this side to this side before you take it apart, so you have a measurement and know exactly where it's at. And that's the assembly. So with that done, let it dry for 8 hours. Remember, we've taped this side over here, and then after 8 hours you can remove these and put your vehicle back in service. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at the number provided in the auction or on the website. It's 231-263-3300. And you can find us on eBay at Back Glass Slider or at bradsautoglass.com. Thanks.